What is up? Welcome to another Urban Master experiment. So today we're going to review and evaluate this external TPMS system. I was a bit skeptical about something like this, but it turned out to be a pretty cool system. First of all, it is wireless and it has a solar recharging capability. Of course, it'll monitor your pressure, but it'll also monitor your high and low pressure, and it'll monitor the temperature of your tires. So let's see what we got in the box. So like I said, it has a number of cool features, but the first thing that jumps at you is that this tiny instructions. It uses font number 2 and it's like practically impossible to read. So what I've done, I took a picture of this with my high def camera and I actually uploaded the image to the computer so I can read it there. Because this way it's nearly impossible to read. Next we have the charging cable and some installation tools. Here's the system itself. The only thing I've done to it before I fully charged it because it was in a box. And it has 4 external sensors for each wheel. Like I said before, it offers a number of really cool features which we will go into overview a little bit later. But number one criteria is how accurate it is in reading the tire pressure. And the second is how heavy each sensor actually is. If it's too heavy, there's a chance it might just throw off the wheel balance. So let's weigh them. Alright, 10 grams. And in ounces, it makes it 0.353 ounce. Alright, so it's actually not as heavy as I thought it might be, but depending on the size and the weight of your wheel, you might want to consider throwing an extra weight on the other side of the wheel, of the rim. Okay, so I'm done here. Let's go outside and actually get it installed. Okay, so I'm here at the garage now and I want to get the base reading with my 2 tire gauges. One is the super cheap gauge that I got in some gas station, and the second one is this Milwaukee pump that also has a gauge. I think this will provide the most accurate reading. And by the way, these are 34-inch tires and I like to keep them around 35 psi. So first let's use this one and see what we get. Okay, 33.5. All right. And this one shows 35 psi. And according to the directions, the way to install this is to install this nut first and then the sensor itself. And this is my rear right tire. And then once this is all the way in, lock it with that nut. And they provide this little tool. Just like that. And like I said, I already charged this, so let's just turn it on and see what happens. Nothing. Just like with a lot of these devices, the device itself is really cool, but the installation instruction and documentation is really lacking big time. But it's not as hard to figure this out just by playing with this. Oh nice, I am getting the reading now, but it's in bar, so let's change it to US units, to PSI and Fahrenheit. And to do that, we need to go menu, units, bar, click it once and switch to PSI, then menu, press menu, and now we have an option of switching between Celsius and Fahrenheit, and switch to Fahrenheit, and menu again. Then we have a maximum PSI, which is at 46, which is fine. Then minimum, which I want to change, and I want to make this super low. This is for when I go off-roading. Oh, okay, it does not go lower than 17. That's another thing to know. So this is the highest temperature in Fahrenheit when the alarm will sound, 158 degrees Fahrenheit. And this option is for pairing when you have internal tire sensors, except mine run at 316 megahertz, I believe, and this requires 412 megahertz, so I cannot pair my internal tire sensors. Okay, while I was talking about different options, it actually synced with the sensor, and now it's showing 34 psi, which is a bit lower than my Milwaukee, but still higher than the gas station gauge. Let's install it on the front right and see what we get. Okay, first let's measure it with this gas station gauge. .0. And again, on this one I get 35 psi. And now let's install our sensor. First installing the nut and then a front right sensor. And get it tight with the tool provided. Interesting. Now in the front I get 32 psi. So with the pump I have 35, with the gauge I have 33, and with the unit I get 32. The reading of the temperature is 62 in the back and 69 in the front. Let me install the other side really quickly and I'll go for a drive and see if that changes at all. 35 even. So front left, 35. Let's check what we got on the unit. And the reading that I get here is 33 and 34. Kind of weird. Let me go for a drive and see if it changes. Okay, so even after going for a quick ride around the block, I did not let the tires to get hot enough for the pressure to actually build up, but it did not sink all the way, at least to the point where I expected to. Everything is not reading 35 psi as I was expecting it. Well, in any case, this is a really cool toy, and it certainly will do if you need TPMS system in your older car. It has a lot of cool features: solar charging, wireless transmission, the ranges of high and low, and a temperature monitoring as well. I don't think I'll be using this for everyday driving, but certainly could be useful for off-roading where you have to deflate the tires quite a bit. So that is it, another urban project. If you like this video, make sure to share it with your friends, like and subscribe. Take it easy, guys.